Aaron-Dykes. We were just chatting off camera about some of the insanity out there in the world of pharmaceutical bioengineered crops. Yes, you've heard about this, right? Alex has covered it before. This is where they put genes into the crops, tobacco plants, rice plants, corn plants, whatever the case may be, so that they can then grow drugs. Yes, they grow drugs and they grow vaccines right in the crops, and then they harvest those and pull the drugs out and then feed them to people or inject them into people. This is one of the most outrageously dangerous acts of violation of God and nature that we've ever witnessed on planet Earth. It's absolutely insane. Aaron, you're going to bring us some more analysis on this. Why is this happening? Why do they keep doing this to us?
They obviously have something planned because, as I said before, Big Agra and Big GMO are teamed up with the bigger boys, the Rockefeller and Bill Gates foundations, where all the elite money is steered. So why are they running doomsday seed vaults while creating drought conditions and supplying the ready-made solution of drought-resistant crops that are genetically modified? We can only speculate, but we know that depopulation is part of their overall agenda, and which little subsectors directly relate to that, with fear do I speculate upon this. But I've got this headline from 2004, Pharmaceutical GMO, Pharma Crop Interest Grow, So Does Concern. Then parallel with that, I've got this company here, just the overview on Syngenta. It's their board of directors, let's see, Martin Taylor is a Bilderberg steering group member. He's been there for years. They are a Swiss agribusiness company who do GMOs and pesticides, who were formed out of Novartis and AstraZeneca agrochemicals. So you can see where it ties in right there with pharmaceutically GMO crops.
Yeah.
What are they going to do to us? What drug will they push? And will that cause sterility and cancer just from taking these prescription drugs?
Well, that's really where all this is going, isn't it? Because they know that these genetic contaminations of the crops are going to escape into the wild. I mean, that's what already happened. That happened a year and a half ago. They got out into the wild and it was contaminating the crops, and it caused a big uproar, and they sort of backed off for a while. But now they're restarting these same efforts, and it's sure to happen. You can't put nature in a box. You can't control seeds. They're going to blow around and contaminate other crops and end up putting drugs in our corn.
Even if it did help us, there's no long-term testing. But then it's these big institutions, the FDA, the EPA, the regulators, who we've put our trust in to watch these things. They're part of these same Monsanto-type companies.
They are.
Directly or indirectly, mostly directly.
That's what Jeffrey Smith was sharing with us earlier in the last hour, too. You know, these companies aren't against... I mean, the regulators are not against the companies. They're in the same bed, they're on the same team. They're all trying to push GMOs on us. Do you have any final thoughts as we wrap up this?
The final thoughts is don't only follow the money, but follow these interlocking boards, and you will be surprised what you learned. And we have to fight against this and take back control of our own lives, obviously.
What was that website, once again, that shows the interrelations?
There's two that I'm aware of. One is NNDB, DB like a database, and then the other is muckety.com. And both of them will help you map some of these corporate relations. But I can tell you right out, they don't have all the information, so you should use that as a starting point.
Yeah, and there's also the issue of there's a lot of invisible influence over these companies that, of course, isn't on the record. Someone's not necessarily on the board, but they, like a Kissinger, can come in and influence these companies not even being on the board.
Certainly. And these Fortune 100 and 500 companies, even if they do have somewhat beneficial separate identities, are all linked in with these big foundations. You can see here on the Bill and Melinda Gates, you got Coca-Cola, Kraft, everything major going on.
Incredible. Incredible. Well, thanks for sharing all this info with us, this analysis, Aaron. Good to have you. Good to chat with you again today.
Great, Mike. Good to be on with you again. Thanks.
Awesome.